Okay, today I'm going to do a video about my outdoor pond. I moved into this new house about a year ago, and one of the things that came with it was this wonderful outdoor pond. The previous owner had various koi fish in the pond, and they thrived in it. But we had to totally clean out the pond because it was so green and yucky you could hardly see in the water. And my original intention was to let this be a little pond for my soft-shell turtle to come out and, just visit every once in a while. Not a permanent home, but just kind of a vacation pond. So we had to clean out the pond. Part of the way we did this was we had a little pump. You can go to Amazon.com and buy pumps for relatively little money, and it's really easy to pump out water. And once we pumped out all the water, we salted the edges of the pond, because there was so much algae, and we just kind of wanted to start fresh. And so once you salt the sides, if you have one of those hard bristled brushes, that helps to get it off too. So anyways, we refilled the pond with tap water. Whenever you do that, one of the most important things that you have to add to the water is this AquaSafe stuff. It is extremely important to remove all the bad chemicals like chlorine that would hurt a fish or a turtle or anything. So you just calculate how big your pond is, and then you add however much of this stuff that you need. But it's absolutely required that you have this. So we added that, and everything went pretty well. Like, the water was pretty clear until the first rain. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it did this, but after it rained, the water got so cloudy and you couldn't see any of my fish. I only had about 4 fish at this time, but you really couldn't see them. So we looked online and we found this product by Aquascape. It's called Rapid Clear. It worked alright. It took a couple of doses. It wasn't just an overnight thing, but it's something to have if you have a pond. Also, the previous owners left us some of this stuff. It's called Tetrapon Barley and Peat Extract, and it helps clear the water. It's a lot better than those barley balls that you can buy at the store. Those don't really work. So anyway, that helped the pond a lot, but unfortunately, a few weeks after that, I made a critical mistake, and I was topping off the pond because of evaporation, and I walked away from it and forgot. And a good hour or two passed, and I realized the water was still on. Well, unfortunately, this resulted in a total kill of whatever I had in there. Luckily, it was only a few fish, and it wasn't, like 50 fish, which is what I have in there now. So I felt really bad about that, and I vowed never to make that mistake again. So, once again, we had to start over. We made the pond again, and now we have about 4 comet goldfish, which you can see 3 of them right there. They're orange. We have some perch, which are really hard to see because they kind of match the water. You can kind of see one right there, I don't know. And we have some minnows. But they're quite a delight to watch. But after a couple weeks, the water got cloudy again. And, if you have fish, you want to see them. So we totally took out the filter that the previous owners had left us, and we got a new filter, this one right here, which has an external UV light. The water goes through the filter, and it has to pass past the UV light, and that kills a lot of the algae. And I tell you what, within 3 days, the water was as clear as it's ever been. It was an amazing thing to discover. And it pretty much solved all of our problems. Sometimes when it rains, still, the water will be cloudy for just a little bit, but it's not like it was before. But I don't allow my turtle to come out here anymore because there's a disease, or there's something in every pond called Aeromonas, and my turtle's been battling an infection for about 2 months, and the vet thinks it's an Aeromonas infection that possibly could have come from the pond. Luckily, my turtle is doing well, but it's not something I'd want to go through again, and I wouldn't want to risk his health just for a few minutes in this pond. But we found a great product to fight Aeromonas, because that is something that can affect your fish as well, and it's called Aquamedzyme. You can buy it online. Something this size is like big enough for like Shamu's tank. It's a lot. So you'll have to do the math on the back and, you know, probably just put in a few drops to maybe an eyedropper full in your pond to protect your fish. But anyway, it's really a delight to have a pond. The waterfall sound is always very nice. Some of you may be wondering what this middle thing is. It came with this island. The previous owner had some plants there, but they were kind of like sticky with stickers, and I didn't want to hurt myself. So we just filled that middle area with sand and some stones that were lying around. And those ramps are former turtle ramps. We've had some critters like frogs and skinks and any kind of lizard come in the pond, and sometimes they get stuck, and it's really not fun to come out here and find the body of some kind of amphibian or reptile. So these ramps are basically an escape route for anything that wanted to just get a drink and got stuck. But if anybody has any questions about the pond, I would welcome you to send me a message. I'm no expert at all. This is my very first pond, and I'm kind of just learning as I go. But it's been really fun to have one, and I think the fish like it. Oh, and also we have 2 bubble stones in here, as you can see. One of the things we heard was that this also helped with water clarity. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video.